to Creative Broadcasting, the station of unlimited possibilities, presents Creating Your Seat at the Table with your host, Ashley Little, as she welcomes her guest to the table.
Welcome to Creating Your Seat at the Table. I am your host, Dr. Ashley Little. A little bit about myself: corporate executive by day, serial entrepreneur by night, CEO and founder of Ashley Little Enterprises, LLC, and founder and owner of Talk Radio and TV Network, LLC. Tonight, we have an amazing special VIP guest by the name of Danielle Marshall. A little bit about her. Danielle, also known as the Style Marshall, is an IMDb credited costumer for film and television and wardrobe stylist based in New York. Her clients range across industries, both celebrity, corporate, and entertainment. Danielle styles artists, fashion shows, photo and video shoots, and marketing campaigns. She also does closet makeovers and personal styling for client events, from weddings to rebranding. Her keen eye for details and fresh approach to styling makes Danielle the perfect fit to balance both sophistication and groundbreaking fashion trends. Her professionalism and sheer talent are evident and highly demonstrated in all of her projects. Because of her versatility and creative mindset, Danielle is an influential style icon of her time. Welcome to the table, the amazing Danielle Marshall.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much, Dr. Ashley, for having me. Such an amazing platform you have. So I'm honored.
You are welcome. So tell us more. Everybody heard your amazing bio. So tell us more about your journey.
Oh, wow. Okay. I'll see if I can sum it up to be pretty short. Well, I started out, I'm a pastor's kid. So growing up, obviously, only child, they dressed me up in, big, poofy, beautiful dresses and shiny shoes and the little socks. And I was just always, from a child, loved to dress myself. I loved colors. I love patterns. I love combining, different fabrics. So I just had an eye for it then. I loved it then. And then just growing up, I honestly thought I was going to be a lawyer at one point. I thought I was going to be a teacher. I did teach for a little bit once I left retail, and I journeyed into my own business as where the Style Marshall came about. So, but yeah, I went through schools, and really, when it really hit me, I was working at Bloomingdale's, and I was actually had a part-time job there while I was at Johns Hopkins getting my graduate degree for education. So funny thing is, I go to this Bloomingdale's, and I'm just starting to meet all these people. I started building my client base, and I got repeat customers coming back, the husbands, the children, the grandmothers, the extended family. People just kept coming back to me to be styled and, assist with their, whether it's Christmas gifts or birthdays or events. So when that happened, I was like, whoa, I really have a niche for this thing. And I'm loving it. And I don't care about the hours. I don't care about putting the clothes away. I just love people and I love fashion. The fact that could be combined, I just, I grew, and I got promoted to different stores, to different departments, and ended up in New York for fashion. And then, when I left from Bloomingdale's, I went to Saks in the city in Manhattan, and went there for about a year and a half. And at that point, that was like 10 years in, and I was kind of tired of retail. So, and just working weekends and working holidays. And I'm a church kid, I'm a pastor's kid, so I hated missing Sunday morning services. But, it got tiring and taxing. So then God just led me to go ahead and use that education degree while I was getting my degree. While I was teaching preschool, I just started, working independently and just doing photo shoots and meeting different people. And it's just been up from there.
I love it. So why are you so passionate about fashion?
Allô,
Tell us more about your passion for it.
Besides the fact that, I just love to look nice, and I love nice things, and that doesn't mean that everything nice has to come from Neiman Marcus or, Bergdorf. You can look like $1 million coming from Target or coming from Goodwill or Salvation Army. Like, those, it's just how you put it together. And honestly, I love it so much because it helps me build the esteem of others. And then you talk about someone who had low self-esteem in school growing up, and in middle school, elementary school, and, know, I didn't look like the other girls at my school. I went to private schools, you know, and they were just like girls with long hair, beautiful curly hair, and I had my naps. And so, you know, through all of that, trying to be like them or trying to fit in, you know, it was a struggle, and I dealt with low self-esteem. But, you know, I see that in women to this day, you know, that the confidence is not high. And I love the fact that, like, I can have a consultation with a woman or a man as well, and just push them outside of the box. You know, so if yes, it's the clothes and putting the colors together for whatever event or photo shoot, whatever it is, but the fact that, you know, I'm almost like a therapist, you know, they kind of tell me about themselves, you know, they're you know, well, that doesn't really work, and I don't really like this color, and that's not really me, but then I present it and they try it on, and it's like, you know, this light bulb goes off, their eyes get big, and they're like, I would have never tried that. To see that and to experience that, it's just, it's so fulfilling. So, like, yes, I love the fashion part about it. I love clothes, but it's just when I mash the two with fashion and people and just building people's brands, revamping their looks, it's just, to me, it's a blessing and an honor to see the new person that they're becoming, you know, whether they're younger or older. It's just, it's never too late to rebrand. So that part of the fashion I love. I mean, outside of the obvious, you know, but that part, it just really makes my job so rewarding.
I love it. I love it. And so what are some strategies you would give to aspiring celebrity stylists that want to, you know, get on the level that you're at? You know, what are some strategies you would give them to grow in the industry?
Sure. Definitely research. One thing that I was adamant about was continuing education.
I love it. I love it. So research and continuing their education. Hello? 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 Danielle?
Yes.
I'm not sure what just happened.
Me neither. And I'm like, wait a minute, Devil, you a liar, because I have full battery. So I'm in the middle of talking and just stopped.
Okay. So what is the strategy you would give to aspiring celebrity stylists who want to grow in the industry? I know you were saying research and you said in education. Tell us more.
Yes, I'm sorry. So continuing education for sure. So again, I was very adamant about, like, getting my degrees and everything, but when I found out what my true passion was, I started going to FIT, you know, not so much to get a degree, but just to take classes for, like, wardrobe and TV and film, styling tricks and trade. Like, I just wanted to learn more. So, you know, just being in an environment where I would learn and then just meet other people that are learning, you know, collaborating with them, and doing the homework, like learning how to, you know, make blood and distress and things like that for TV and film. Like, it was so interesting. So once I took one class, I took another. So I would say to definitely, you know, do your classes, whether they're online, you know, research, read about, you know, see the journeys of, you know, your icon stylists that have made it, what their process was, follow them, follow their journey. Because, you know, everybody, we can dream, but, you know, it really doesn't come to pass until we actually put our foot in the work. And, you know, we just add the faith. Faith without works is dead. We have to, you know, walk in the process of, you know, our dreams and until they come to fruition. You know, we cannot give up. So I would say, honestly, just keep researching and, you know, even if it's down to, I have people ask me, you know, if it's down to, you know, you styling, you know, some of your family members, some of your friends, putting it on your social media, hashtagging, just keep up with the technology and what's going on, whether it's even the videos, Reels and TikTok and Snapchat, using those things and tools to build your portfolio. There's so much that you can do now, more than I could have done, the years that I started. So I would say do your homework and keep pressing forward.
I love it. I love it. So what is some advice you would give to, you're in the film industry too, right? So
yes,
you work with film and the TV as well as styling. So tell us more some advice for people that are looking to do it, to go that route as well.
Okay, so now you have a new tool called Clubhouse. So outside of what I just mentioned, Instagram, Facebook, all of that stuff, you now have Clubhouse, which we just got last year. Thank God for the pandemic, because it just came about audio only. You don't have to worry about how you look. It's just one tool, but I honestly have been using that recently to make connections in the film and TV industry, women in film, with costume designers. I have met costume designers from hit shows like Bridgerton from Netflix. I literally have emailed her since being on Clubhouse, and she's emailed me back, and I'm just completely honored, so that's just one example. So, I would say utilizing Clubhouse, and also there's different online tools that you can use to try to get, in as a costume PA. There's a website called Mandy.com. Definitely join that, create a profile, and you can start looking for jobs on there. Honestly, the reason why I have been, and I have not yet even scratched the surface. There's so much more for me to do. But I've been blessed to, when I've worked with one person, like this costume designer I'm working with now, this is probably my 5th or 6th project with her. And she literally calls me pretty much every time she has something, because of my work ethic, and, honestly, I've been really blessed, and I know that it's God that has allowed me, he's been my agent that has allowed me to get callbacks from the same people, word of mouth. And I literally have not had to really send emails or my resume to anyone, because the same people ask me to come back when they have jobs. So, you meet that one person, you work hard, you have good work ethic, you show up on time, you're punctual, you're respectful, you're trustworthy, you have integrity, you will get called back. It will just, it's inevitable that you'll get jobs after jobs after jobs. So that website is great. There's also a Google group that you can join called Last Looks. I believe it's Last Looks NYC, New York. There's also Last Looks Atlanta, ATL. You can join those groups. They are always asking for PAs. They're always asking for assistance in commercials, and things like that. There's people I would have never worked with. Well, honestly, the young lady that I'm working with now, Lisa, I've met her on the group Last Looks on Google. So those several things, I know they have a Last Looks LA if you are in California. And you can just be hooked up to that email, and you'll see the jobs coming through, and you just send your resume, and who knows, you could get the call back, or you could get the job. So there's definitely a lot of resources out there. There's a lot of Facebook groups that you can join for jobs as well. So again, it always stems back to the research.
Love that. And you work with some major people in the industry, right? Very major people. So tell us, how did you do it, as far as, connecting? I've seen some things, because I consistently follow you. So you work with Tamar, Kelly Rowland. You work with some major people in the industry. So tell us more about that and how you did it.
Yeah, well, there's another side to my job, and it wasn't necessarily styling. Like that picture with Tamar, I just met her because I absolutely adore her. So I basically was just traveling to see her. But with Kelly Rowland, that particular event was a college event in LA, and it was actually Michelle Obama she spoke. And so that's another thing that God blessed me to do. It's called talent escorting. So that kind of was a vehicle for me to meet people so that I can do more styling. So I was privileged to escort Kelly Rowland, Lala, and different things. I've actually worked with Lala on a TV show I'm sorry, a Christmas movie, a Netflix movie that's out. It actually came out 2019. It's called Holiday Rush, and that was with the same costume designer that I was just speaking of. But yeah, some of the celebrities I've either escorted or I have assisted with styling. But I have my major client has been Soledad O'Brien, who is she came from CNN journalist, but she got her own show about 3 years ago. I think this year will be 4 years. And she was basically she started in DC, and she would sometimes tape in New York. That was another blessing in disguise that I met someone, a costume designer, who basically didn't have the time to do the show anymore, so she basically gave me her job. So I was able to work with Soledad O'Brien, who is like amazing. Her Twitter account is like on fire, and she is always, supporting the people and the cause. So yeah, I mean, I've definitely been blessed to work with a lot of different high-profile clients and names in the industry. Definitely a blessing, and I just honestly say it has been God guiding my every step, and it has been because I show up. I show up whether I'm tired. I show up, whether it's low pay, because sometimes I have put my time in and have not got paid anything. I have worked for free. I have worked for, the lowest, like not even probably minimum wage, but, you do those things so that you can get somewhere. You do those things so you can be noticed. You do those things and they see how hard you work and they're like, oh, wait, this girl deserves this, or I got to call her back for another job where she can get more money, So, it really is, you being an example and stepping out and being the best you, even when you don't feel like it.
I love that. And you are the CEO and founder of Style Marshal. Let's talk about your company. It's, I know you spoke about it a little bit earlier, and the services you offer and how people can, book you and become one of your clients.
Sure. Yes. So it's the Style Marshal LLC based in New York. I travel wherever. I do virtual styling as well as in-person styling. The company offers, if you need a video shoot, if you need a photo shoot, event styling, red carpet styling, we do closet audits, and just transformation. Like if you need branding, revamping your brand, you may be working with a graphic artist, graphic designer for your website. You need new pictures. It's so critical to have very professional. I mean, your picture, Dr. Ashley, is amazingly gorgeous. Oh my gosh, you're the prime example, and you're the prime example of how you should look in marketing. Everybody's doing flyers. Everybody's, doing Insta stories in some type of marketing, whether you're paying for it in an app or you're paying for a person to do it. Your pictures need to be golden, and you can only do that when you hire a professional to make sure your look is beautiful. Like I recently did a book cover. That's another thing. Like, book covers, album covers, you name it, we provide it. And then the way that you can reach me is my website, which is www.thestylemarshal.org. It's actually being updated as we speak. So I will be presenting that probably by the summertime. But the one that I just mentioned is definitely still active. I'm on all social media, everything. As the Style Marshal on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Clubhouse, Style Marshal. What else? I just joined TikTok. So trying to stay up on it, not trying to be overwhelmed because it's balance in life, but yeah, so that Style Marshal, just anything wardrobe related. I mean, even if it's just me shopping for you online for something, that's just a small fee and, it gets delivered to your house. We create the mood boards, the inspirational looks, and then you approve, you say yes or no. And I get to learn you. And by the next time we work together, I already know your style. And I know how to, push the envelope if I have to, depending on, the occasion.
So make sure you all connect with her because she's definitely somebody to know and connect with. So, Danielle, I ask all of my guests this question, and I know you have created multiple tables for yourself and for others. How did you create your seat at the table?
Mm-hmm.
How did you create your seat at the table?
That's a great question. And of course, I should have known you would ask that. um, let's see. I would say balance, learning balance. I believe that because, and okay, I feel like I had to learn how to say no to some things in order to get the right yeses, if that makes sense. Like, I said no to some things, and then people said no. Sometimes I was ignored, overlooked, and rejected. I mean, I can tell many stories about that. However, like, in the process of the no's, whether I said it or the company said it or whoever, I was able to get to the right yes, and I believe that that's why I'm sitting at a table now, and I've been sitting at a table amongst influential people. Like, I just learned that the dreams that I've had, the glimpses that the Lord has shown me, that it was for a reason. It was for a reason that, I've been at the Grammy Awards, for a reason that I've been at the BET Award. It's a reason that I've learned, where the fitting rooms are, where backstage is, and all of that stuff. Like, he put me in a place, and it was because I had to endure the no's, and because he had the right yes in place. And because I endured the no's, that's why I have a seat at the table. That's how I got it, because I didn't give up after someone told me no. I didn't give up after I had to say no, because sometimes it's hard for you to say no when you really want it. Like this, right now, I'm working on this movie, and at the time I fasted, I prayed. Right after the fast, God literally put 3 different tables in front of me, and I had to choose. And I had to say no to 2 shows. One was in Montana, another one was in Atlanta, and he told me to choose the New York show. And that's or movie, and that's what I'm doing right now. So, you just can't give up. It's because I'm not giving up on what he showed me. I can't give up on what I love. And at the end of the day, like, that's why I'm seated at these tables, because I continue to press forward.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So a lot of people see the accomplishments, right? But they don't understand that everybody has a process. And the process is the most important part of the journey. So what did failure teach you on your journey?
I think it taught me, honestly, to, like, be careful who I trust, be careful about my circle. That plays a role sometimes. When you mess up or you fail, just having the right people around you, it definitely taught me to stay positive. Like, I'm just trying to find an example that I can just really hone in on, just because I'll tell you this, like, when I first started in TV and film, like, I was super nervous. And, there were times that I've actually cried, like, to myself right on set, maybe in the bathroom, because I felt like I wasn't getting it, or I was making mistakes and things like that, or even just people's attitude, but it's like, once you get that first kind of, like, I guess, let down, and you just have to be like, I just feel like I'm like that person that's like, they're like, you have to encourage myself. I had to encourage myself. And it just taught me how to trust God in the process, like, regardless of, messing up or, making the wrong choice or making a mistake or staying too long sometimes. Like, it taught me just to seek him even the more. And it taught me that, okay, you have to get back up. I mean, how many times did, I think it's Mrs. Fields Cookies, she tried. The Amazon CEO, he tried. He tried from his garage. He's messed up before. So many people have ambitioned things and tried and failed millions of times, but they kept going, So, and I'm the type of person that loves to accomplish. Like, I love to check things off in my journal when I'm writing things. I'm just that checker. I'm like, okay, I got that done. Yes. So when failure comes, it's just like, all right, we just got to get back up and do it. And it's just how I was taught. I have a dad that it is a prime example of moving forward past a whole bunch of bad circumstances. My mom, she was the first Black court reporter in U.S. District Courts in Washington, D.C. So, being succumb to, racial injustice a lot, like I learned how to keep it moving regardless of, failures or difficulties and circumstances, So I had examples in my home for that. I definitely learned to just never give up because it's your future is waiting for you, and so many other people are tied to your future.
I love it. So what did success teach you? Because you're very successful.
That also taught me just like, don't get caught up in it. Embrace it, the success, congratulate yourself, pat yourself on the back, but keep it moving. Like either way, failure or success, you just keep it moving. You don't get caught up in a wow. You don't get caught up in a compliment. You don't get caught up in that one moment or several moments because there's so much more, so I've learned from success is to appreciate the moment, but keep it moving. Don't get stuck there. Just know that, you have so much more to offer and get ready for the next. Prepare yourself for the next. And when it's downtime, you meditate, you pray, I don't know, go take a nice hot bath or relax and go get a massage. Those things, like I just learned to do that in between to take care of myself.
I love it. I love it, love it, love it. And so, thanks for like really breaking it down, right? Because it's so important that, we understand, okay, everybody has a process, and then staying humble when you do get there, right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So we are finishing up quarter one, about to walk into quarter two. So what can we expect from you the rest of 2021?
Yes. Well, one thing I did not mention, because we were talking about fashion, is that I'm a singer as well. I'm a singer, but God has definitely birthed out since the pandemic, and even when I was a teenager, a songwriter. So I was able to write my first 2 singles last year, and they're out everywhere. And so I am working on my EP/album right now. So that's going to be out this year. And as far as fashion is concerned, definitely more TV, definitely more film. I am just trying to build. Another big thing is that I'm coming out with my own. It's not so much a clothing line. I mean, it probably eventually will be, but I got a really great idea for this one piece of clothing that I believe is going to be pretty hot. So that's soon to come. So follow me on social media and you will see it pop up once I get it patented and once I, get the right, again, back to those pictures, get the right marketing tools for it. Look out for a design of the Style Marshal that's coming out. So working on those things and just continuing to build and meet people like you, Dr. Ashley, that's empowering women all over, creating a space for us to just collaborate and network and just be great together. I love it.
I love it. Thank you so much, love. God is amazing because that's definitely how we connect. It was definitely God sent, right? And so
yes.
Thank you. So I'm thankful for the divine connection. Can't wait to see all the great things that God is going to continue to do through you in this new year, new season, right? So I can't wait
Amen.
to see that. And so I want you to tell all of our listeners how they can follow you and support you on all social media platforms.
Sure. So on most of the platforms, it's just the Style Marshal, at the Style Marshal. On Twitter, it's Style Marshal 1. Facebook, Danielle Marshall. I also have a business page, which is the Style Marshal. So if you type that in, everything will come up. TikTok is Style Marshal. I just started on TikTok, so don't judge me if you just see the 2 posts. Clubhouse, it is the Style Marshal. Actually, no. Clubhouse is Style Marshal because the was already taken. And, I have the Purity Room on Clubhouse now, which I started our first session. And we have our second session coming up on Monday, the 5th. So if you're in Clubhouse, definitely follow on Danielle Marshall, Style Marshall in Clubhouse, and then you can follow the Purity Room to learn more about that. So that is basically me, and my website again is www.thestylemarshall.org.
I love it. So make sure you all follow and support her. She's definitely somebody to know and connect with. And thank you again, Danielle, for taking time out of your very busy schedule to come to the table tonight. This has been a powerful interview, and I cannot wait to continue to collaborate with you and invite you back to the table.
Oh, I so appreciate you. Thank you so much. I don't know what happened with our dropout, but, thank God we will continue to see you. Just keep it moving. That's what I'm saying.
Right, we're going to keep it moving. Right, because God was, you know what? He said, no, we're going to get this interview done.
That's it. Exactly. Thank you for the opportunity. I so appreciate you, sis.
You are welcome, sis, and I look forward to continuing to collaborate and connect.
Me as well. God bless you.
God bless you as well. So I would like to give a special thanks to my intern, Sarah, who is a Tennessee State University alumni. And I would also like to give a special thanks to my intern, Vontaria, who is a student at Winston-Salem State University. You all may follow me on Facebook at Dr. Ashley Little and on Instagram at _Ashley A. Little. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Creating Your Seat at the Table, where Ashley speaks with corporate professionals, celebrities, entrepreneurs, authors, and speakers who are transitioning or have transitioned to entrepreneurship.